Joltter,
JayMike,
Unisport,
Q&A.
Q&A, episode number
6. I
I
got that right.
Views from the 6. Did you get the reference?
I didn't get the reference.
Wow. Okay.
I'm too old.
Nevertheless, you know what? It's Q&A. We answer questions. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and we're gonna kick it off right away with
football. Oh man, you're on a roll today.
We need to keep it rolling.
Okay.
Red Devil 14.
Yes.
If you could only watch one football league for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
Premier League, because it's the most entertaining, most competitive league in the world. I said it.
I'm gonna go with Premier League as well, just because, you know, like, yes, it might not be the most tactically advanced league, like, you know, in general, compared to, let's say, like Spain or Italy, where all the teams are about this and this and that. But it's about entertainment. And man like Jolter enjoys entertainment when it comes to football.
Premier League, entertainment, excitement, upsets.
Drama.
I like myself some drama and upsets. Which footballer had the best hairstyle of all time?
Back in the days, I used to show my hairdresser the hairstyle of Fernando Torres. I'm gonna put the image, boom, right there. This is the image, you know, I was young, okay? But I had this exact hair. I'm not saying it was the best hairstyle, but, you know.
David Beckham, the Mohawk. He just completely, utterly, you know, rocked everyone, and everyone wanted the Mohawk. And he, you know...
Was it the World Cup?
Yes, 2002. And he...
You know what? I remember that. I remember seeing him on TV with the Mohawk, with his Predators, and I had to get the full David Beckham set. I did that as well.
That's what I'm saying. He absolutely killed it with that. Not the prettiest, but in my opinion, the most iconic.
Brilliant. Okay, we're gonna take this down a notch for now. What is the worst part of football and why?
There are a lot of bad things about football, but the one that really, you know, makes me the most angry is when something is unfair. If someone is getting cheated because of the system or the rules, some goal that was scored that decided a tournament that was offside, that wasn't called offside, something like that, that makes me really, really, really angry.
I'm gonna say that I also hate unfair happenings on football pitch. And on another note, I hate running.
What was your worst memory of your football childhood? The worst story for me was actually, you know, as a kid, being discarded from the second team. Because as a goalkeeper back then, because I wasn't big enough. I had decent technique and I was fast and all that stuff, but I wasn't big enough. And we moved on to the big 11-a-side goals, and I was discarded. And there might have been some boy tears involved. That was a tough moment.
I have to say my current injury, you know?
Yeah.
Because I've actually been injured for over a year now. And I didn't do anything about it for about a year. Because the doctors told me that I could potentially, you know, get back by doing things on my own. And I was doing physiotherapy and so on, but then I messed it all up again. I haven't really played football in 1.5 years, if I'm completely honest, you know? So it is what it is. Is there a special routine or superstition that you do before a game for good luck?
No.
No?
No.
You don't do anything?
The same thing every time, no.
I have so many. I don't even know where to begin. And I'm talking game day. Like, I'm talking hardcore game day. Like, you know, it depends what time the kickoff is, you know? I need to eat
you always eat.
4 hours before the kickoff. Then I have a small snack 2 hours before the kickoff. 1 hour before the kickoff, I have a Red Bull. It's just like a system, like you just do it. It's like, you know, for us, we just turn on the camera and we just talk. Like, we just do it.
Wow, interesting. Any stupid things?
When I used to play, we always warmed up on the pitch, then we come back to the dressing room, and then we walk to the pitch with the referee and the other team. So just before the moment we walk on the pitch, then I go to the shower and I take an ice cold quick hit to my neck. You can try that out. It, like, you know, it awakens your system. Like, you know, it's a weird thing, but
sounds pretty weird.
You should try it out. You know, when you take a cold shower, it gives you like a shock.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, I do. And something else.
Then you.
How do you deal with bad coaches? It's getting really like, we're talking big topics.
This is like a disappointment episode. I left one football team because, you know, I couldn't justify playing for that team. And it was not just about the coach, but it was also about the entire system we were playing in. Like, you know, the formation and the tactics and the mindset and all this kind of stuff.
talk to them. Communication is always the way forward.
Of course.
If not, kick up a fuss, act like a diva, don't do that. And potentially, you know, maybe you just gotta leave because the coach might not leave. Do you have any more questions for football?
I have one more.
Yes.
From Tuomas, aka Stobe, aka Tumpi.
Is he from
It has to
Finland?
be a Finnish name. It has to be a Finnish name. Who do you think is... Okay, continuing in the same route. Who do you think is the worst/most disappointing signing ever? For me, it's Di Maria to Man United.
I would say Varane. I was expecting so many things of Varane. I can imagine from a Chelsea point of view, Fernando Torres, 50-odd million.
I'm just gonna say Fernando Torres, that goal against Barcelona in the Champions League
Saved everything.
That was the 50 million goal. And my answer is Andrei Shevchenko. This guy was a disappointment. Yo, in AC Milan, he was tearing people apart left and right. JayMike,
Yes.
let's move on to the next topic,
Which is
obviously
Real Talk!
What quotes did you live by growing up?
Treat others as you would like to be treated yourself.
I didn't have like a quote,
No.
you know? But I have to say, it was a brilliant moment in the life of Jolter when I discovered that do your own thing,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You need to do your own thing and not really care what other people think.
What is more Jolter, camo or gold silver?
Although I am rocking gold at the moment, you know, nowadays I have to say I'm feeling camo, you know? Like I love camo.
Camo is the most Jolter thing, I would agree. Hit me with your rhythm stick.
What do you guys think about school?
School is important, guys. Don't miss it.
Kids, stay in school.
Stay in school. Have you guys ever had any other hobbies than football? Say like sports or music?
First and foremost, I used to play the saxophone. The sax. I used to play saxophone.
Are you kidding me?
I'm dead serious.
Did you play the sax?
I played saxophone.
You were the flipping epic sax guy?
I was the epic sax guy. It was a funny scene. Me riding on my bicycle with the saxophone here and my football bag on my other side. And every day I would just go to my saxophone lesson and from there directly to play football. I was young and then I quit when, you know, I couldn't give less craps about playing the
My
sax.
life is complete. This is even better than me producing music and making some really, you know.
I also used to play basketball for a very short amount of time.
Okay.
But it was a very short amount.
Yes, I used to make music as well. We could have had a pretty epic band.
I know.
Wow, okay. Moving on to the last subject, the famous boot bag.
I almost fell off my chair.
I know.
What do you think are the most underrated football boots ever?
Puma Evo Powers.
Think they are underrated?
Not by us, but by people in general, because it's Puma, and because it might have looked a little bit more like Playmobil-ish in the past. Very underrated.
Diadora DDNA.
Very good boot. Very, very, very good boot.
This was one of those boots that I got in my hand and I was like, seriously, you want me to put this on?
Yes, and you put it on.
And remarkable boots. And it's one of those boots that seriously, like let's be honest, nobody will go to the shelves and pick that up.
No, because they're ugly. What do you think football boots will look like in 10 years?
I think they're not gonna change that much, you know? Like, it's still gonna be the same-ish type of swag. Looks-wise, it's not gonna look much different from this or the low-cut stuff we have nowadays.
No.
They're still gonna have studs on. They're still gonna look like shoes.
Yes. I think we're gonna see some new innovations in terms of fit. I think fit is where they are really gonna try and improve, you know, fit and lockdown. Some boots are gonna look nothing like what we know today because they have like adjustable lockdown or adjustable fits or whatever. I think that would be my point.
Unisport, how come you guys never talk about goalkeeper gloves or which boots would be good for goalkeepers?
And there's a very good explanation for that. I have that question as well. Because we, you and I, are not goalkeepers.
Exactly, and the only reason like I can't talk about gloves because I don't know anything about gloves. I don't know what I want from my goalkeeper gloves.
Exactly.
Because I'm not a goalkeeper.
It's just for the sake of being real, that we have no clue what we're talking about, to be
But,
honest.
however, we are planning on bringing you some goalkeeper content
Because we have a goalkeeper
in the near
expert.
future, so...
Yeah. JayMike, what would happen if the last boot on Earth was the Hypervenom 2? I would stop playing... Wait for it. Do you know what the last word is? Football. if it was the first generation of the Hypervenom 2, football boots would have come to a very underwhelming conclusion. If it was the second generation of the Hypervenom 2, it would actually be fair play. I would play football still.
Yeah, I don't have any more questions, so let's
move on to the giveaway!
We were a little bit off sync, but it's all good because I do have the winner of the Unisport Live t-shirts from last episode, Tanuj Trivedi. Congratulations. Unisport. Story behind a limited edition boots made on a part of your life. Mention the brand and colorway too. So basically, if we were to get a limited edition boots based around a part of our life, hit me.
It would be a boot, speed boot, vapor preferably, with a lot of like speed stripes on it. It would show my transition from a goalkeeper to a winger, which was all about speed. It would probably be a low boot because I'm small, I'm not that tall, and it would probably be black and Volt.
My boot would be Hypervenom 1, and the story would be that the whole boot is camouflaged, and the boot transitions from a Finnish flag to Danish flag because I moved from Finland to Denmark some years back. All by myself. It was a big step,
It was a big move.
It was a big thing, you know?
Wow.
I'm still here.
Man, we're talking about, what are you doing? We're talking about transitions in this Q&A. It's beautiful.
A deep episode.
It's a very deep episode.
So congratulations. You are the winner. And we have one more thing, of course.
The question of the month. We need to work on our things.
I know. But
question of the month.
It is the question of the month. And I do have it as well.
Good.
What do you think is the best World Cup final of all time? 2006, France against Italy.
Yes.
Zidane.
Materazzi.
And I'm just gonna say that because, I can't go back to like some 54 when Maradona flapped his hand with the ball because I wasn't there, right? So it was an insane final. This is what a final in football is all about.
Yes.
Drama. And him doing the panenka to the top pins, incredible game.
The 1998 World Cup final between France and Brazil.
Okay.
Zidane as well, absolutely bossing it. Ronaldo not turning up, being sick or something. That was unexpected.
And of course, we're gonna have a giveaway in this episode as well.
Of course.
And we're gonna give away this thing right here. And the only thing you need to do, as always, is leave a great question that we haven't answered in the lifespan of Unisport Q&A.
Yes.
Because we want to answer different questions in every episode. Otherwise it would be kind of boring.
Yes, exactly. Guys, this has been a pleasure. It's been deep. We've been bonding. I figured out you played the sax. I'm still coming to terms with that.
One day,
you're
gonna get me a sax on Unisport TV and I'm gonna play the epic sax beat.
And on that flipping bombshell, I think it's time to end. Guys, we're signing off. Cheerio.
Peace out.